Fans, thanks for joining us today. We're joined today by Director of Athletics, Brent Jones, for an update regarding Troy Athletics. And Brent, to jump into this here and start things off, let's take a look back at the 2021-2022 seasons for men's and women's basketball. Coach Scott Cross in the men's program reached 20 wins and went to the postseason. And Coach Shanda Rigby and the women's basketball team won the regular season title, won 24 games, hosted Alabama here for the WNIT. Great seasons across the board for both. How proud are you of both these programs and the success they experienced this past season?
Well, both programs have tremendous leaders in Shanda Rigby and Scott Cross, and so appreciative of what they bring to our student athletes, to our fans, to our programs daily. They do it the right way, on the court, off the court, with integrity. And so really excited about where both teams ended up. Obviously, we won the regular season women's basketball, finished second in the conference championship game tournament, and then obviously be able to host WNIT versus the University of Alabama, which was a phenomenal game. And so really excited about where the trajectory continues to be with Coach Rigby. And then Scott Cross in year three, what he was able to do, 20 wins. I believe it's the first time that we've had 20 wins in 5 years. And so you go back and look at it, what he's been able to do is simply outstanding. We were preseason 10th in the conference, to be able to finish fourth and only a fraction of a game out of second place. And so it would be remiss if we didn't thank them for the work, the hard work that Coach Cross did, as well as Shanda Rigby, but then also the amazing crowds and the atmosphere that we had. So you go back to that Alabama game for the WNIT Troy versus Alabama women's basketball game, simply stunning to be able to have that over spring break. So we didn't have a lot of students here because they were out of town. But then also go back to what we were able to do with our men's team on national TV, over 5,000 fans in a 6,000 seat arena, hosting Texas State late on a Friday night. And so you really see the power of Trojan Nation. We're so thankful for our fans as well as our student athletes that really had an amazing basketball season.
Spring is in full swing. It's track and field, golf, tennis, all those programs are in action now. Great results continue to pour in for all those programs. And we're entering into the championships schedule now for both the golf and tennis programs, for both the men's and women's programs here over the course of the next few weeks here. How's it look like getting a chance to see these teams in action and how these coaches and student athletes are performing at such a high level right now?
Well, let's take our men's and women's tennis program right now. We both captured the 5th seed in the conference. And so we'll head over to Peachtree City, obviously later this week for men's tennis, later and then next week for women's tennis. And so we have a chance to really compete. We always want to be able to be in that top 4. We always want to be able to compete for conference championships. And right now we have that ability. And so I'm excited to be able to see where our team continues to go. Our men's team beat a top 50 team this year in Louisiana Lafayette, and our women's team, tennis team, being able to win 5 out of the last 8 matches, really set ourselves up for success. Also, as part of that facility, we were able to, through the generous efforts of our university administration, being able to have an amazing tennis scoreboard. First time we've ever had that out there. And so you can really see what that adds to it. So I do not think that our season's over yet as we really go into that conference championship tournament in Peachtree City. And then our men's and women's golf down the stretch. First year head coach Forrest Schultz, what he's been able to do. I believe he's had 6 top 5 tournaments this year, just finishing 6th in the Purdue, being able to beat Indiana, which is a top 5, top 50 team. But to be able to have back-to-back tournament victories is unprecedented. First time we've ever done that, having 3 straight consecutive. And I believe if you look at it, don't quote me on this, but we have to be one of very, very few programs that have won 3 consecutive tournaments this year. And so to be able to see our players really rally around it, and then our women's golf as well, to be able to see where we've been able to have. We've had 4 top 5 finishes this year. And so we're really projecting out over the next week, 2-3 weeks to be able to be in contention to compete for conference championships. Talking about indoor-outdoor track with Coach Davis, you see what we were able to do at UAB. I believe we had 31 different medalists and records that we've been able to set. And so under his leadership, it's been great to continue to progress indoor, outdoor. And so you really look at all of our sports from the spring, they're really competing at a high level. And we need that. We need that for our Bubas Cup points as well.
Coach John Summerall has now filled out his initial staff here at Troy for football. Some great coaches are on that staff there. What characteristics do you see in the assistant coaches that Coach Summerall's brought on board that's going to help this program be successful, not just this year, but in the years to come?
Well, one thing you have to give Coach Summerall a lot of credit for. He was very thorough, very deliberate in what he wanted on his staff. The one thing I think you see with all of them is they have a passion to teach, a passion to coach. They fit Troy. They want to be at Troy. They want to make a difference. And so it's the connectivity with the players. And so there's a different type of energy out at practice. And so being able to be at practice in the scrimmages now 3 or 4 different times, there's a up-tempo nature and there are pads. We are hitting hard. And so I think it's going to be fun for everybody. I know we're going to talk about T-Day and what we have planned, but I think it's going to be fun for everybody next Saturday, April 23rd, to really get to see where we're at right now. And so I hear them in the weight room all the time. They're getting after it. And so I don't think we're there where we want to be yet. I think any coach in America would say that, but looking at the players he's brought in, looking at the players he's been able to keep, the players he's recruiting, as well as the coaching staff, we feel really good about the season ahead.
Talking about the season ahead too, great home schedule here, hosting opponents such as Alabama A&M, Marshall, Southern Miss, Texas State, Army, ULM. The home schedule is a great one this year. All the information is available online at TroyTrojans.com. But ticket sales are going extremely well. Let's talk a little bit about the excitement getting into the 2022 season and how fans can be a part of this here at Veterans Memorial Stadium this season.
To be able to see the fans' response to the Football Excellence Fund, as well as the Drive to 1887, which has been simply outstanding. And so we need all of our fans to step up, whether it's through fundraising, but also really through season tickets. Season tickets are the lifeblood of our program. The past few years, we've been able to be 1, 2, 3 in the conference in overall attendance. And so if you track, we track daily, year over year, going back 5, 6, 7 years, whatever that may be. And so to be able to see where we're at right now with our football season tickets is great. We can never settle. We always want more until we can sell out. Veterans Memorial Stadium is what we want, but we're offering some unique opportunities, obviously in the south end zone, being able to offer up some of the different tailgating options that we have with the premium areas, with the Horn Beverage area that's really, really nice about that. You could talk a little bit more about that, Kyle, but it's good to see our fans really, really excited and being able to purchase tickets, especially early, which allows us then to go try to get new fans as well.
And talking about the Ultra Lounge, we have 4 new seats coming in this upcoming season for that, for a total of 12 loge boxes there. Only one of those is left unsold at the moment there. So we have 11 of 12 sold. Things are tracking very well, as in the north end zone for north end zone tents as well. You talked a little bit about the Drive to 1887 as well as the Football Excellence Fund. Things are going extremely well with those development fronts right now, as our fans have really risen to the challenge there to step up and support all of our athletic programs, and specifically the football program with the Football Excellence Fund. How can our fans continue to get involved in initiatives such as these to support Troy athletics?
Well, obviously, the first thing that we want any of our fans to do is be able to come back on campus. We have one of the most beautiful campuses in all of higher education under leadership of Chancellor Jack Hawkins Jr. and his vision. It's been amazing, whether it's university, whether it's athletics, it's everyone together. And so to be able to come back on campus, we just had that 2 weeks ago with football alumni, had over 150 come back. There's some that hadn't been back in 30 years or so, as well as we had a baseball alumni being able to celebrate the 1982 championship, Gulf South championship team. That's 40 years now when you look at it, to be able to have them come back. So just being able to come back on campus, being able to do that. But people ask me all the time, look, purchase Troy merchandise, buy tickets, come back, be a brand ambassador is what we want all of our fans. And then if you're able to, we want you to be able to donate back. And so it's such a collaborative effort between the university, our alumni association, as well as athletics. It's a great time always to be a Trojan.
Softball's having a great season thus far, 22-13 overall, but the key piece for them is the wins over Power 5 opponents this season have knocked off Ole Miss, Ohio State, LSU, and NC State. Getting into the meat of the conference schedule right now, what's it been like watching this softball program and how they compete, not just this season, but over these last couple of years, and how this program continues to keep rising?
Really appreciate the efforts of our student athletes, as well as our co-interim head coaches, Taylor Smart and Holly Ward. Everybody continues to step up. Obviously, I believe we're tied for 3rd in conference right now, with a big conference series versus App State, who we're tied with right now going into that. So that's going to be huge. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The reason we're playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday instead of Sunday, our traditional, is obviously because of Easter, being able to take that off. Baseball the same way this weekend. But really, to be able to see our student athletes rise to the occasion, to be able to play, to be able to have great victories over LSU, as you mentioned, a top 10 team. It's exciting. But as you look at it, we really want to be able to finish strong. We have everything in front of us as well. And so I look forward to a great end of the year for softball.
Talking about Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, baseball also has one of those this weekend as well, too, at Riddle Pace Field against a rivalry that we know very well here against South Alabama, taking on the Jaguars this Thursday at 6, Friday at 6, and Saturday at 1. Baseball off to a great start. Over 20 wins thus far, and looking forward to having them back here. The Crawfish Boils this Thursday with the Pep Band Night on Thursday. How exciting is it to have this rivalry week taking place for baseball here at Riddle Pace Field?
It's very exciting to be able to have South Alabama in whatever sport that is, men's, women's tennis, football, baseball, track and field, doesn't matter. Anytime you can compete against your rival, it gets them going, it gets us going. But be able to have the Pep Band be able to come out there, Crawfish, be able to have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Our team has done very, very well coming off the sweep versus ULM this past weekend. We have second most victories in the conference right now at 21-10, third overall. And so really excited about the trajectory and progression that we've had, just like we talked about with softball, just like we talked about with men's and women's golf and some of our others. Really excited about where we are with baseball as we head into the last 5-6 weekends of the season.
And fans, if you haven't bought your tickets already, you can do so at troytrojans.com/tickets for this weekend as well, too. We have 3 games for $20. So it's $20 total for all 3 games of the baseball series against South Alabama through the Troy ticket office. And finally, coming up, as you alluded to earlier, T-Day weekend is next weekend, Saturday, April 23rd, as the annual Troy football spring game takes place here on campus. But that's not the only item taking place. There's tons of events taking place all day long. It's going to be a great weekend here. What can you share a little bit more, Brent, about all the events taking place as part of T-Day?
Well, first off, we have softball at home Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's exciting to be part of it. But T-Day that Saturday, I believe we have 5 or 6 different events, probably 4 of them that are brand new that we've never done before. It starts early that day, April 23rd, with a fun run. And I want everybody to know you don't have to run. You can also walk, you can jog, you can do whatever. But we have almost 100 people signed up for that already, which is exciting to be able to see. The first time we've ever done this, the inaugural trip of this. And so to be able to have that started off at 9 o'clock that day. But then we obviously have softball at 1 o'clock. But then something else that's new, that's different this year is Lunch with the Legends. And so to be able to have 2 of our great former coaches being able to come back, both in the Hall of Fame, that is Chin Gailey and Larry Blakeney, as well as to be able to have 3 of our other former players, Bear Woods, Jernell Jernigan, as well as Freddie Thomas, to be on this. This is a chance for our fans to be able to engage them in a really nice setting. We're going to be able to have mini posters, commemorative mini posters. They're going to talk about their experiences at Troy. We're going to have lunch served. It's going to be really nice in the Stadium Club. And then we're going to be able to have our kids camp, which this is, I believe, the 3rd year that we've been able to do it. We had to shut it down a little bit because of COVID in the past, but we're expecting a crowd over 200 little kids out there for our free kids camp. And then something that we just released as well, that's the first time that we've been able to do this, is we're going to have an athletic yard sale. And what this is this is going to be all game worn jerseys, practice jerseys, practice attire, sideline attire, things like that, that we're going to be able to sell to our fans. All the proceeds are going to go back to helping our student athletes. And so one of the missions that we really set up here is we want all of our student athletes to be able to take a foreign trip one time in their 4-year period, whether that is on their own or whether that's collectively as a team. And so these funds and revenue is going to be able to go back into that, to be able to assist them to be able to do that. What a wonderful deal. That's what sets Troy University apart. And it's under the vision of our great leader to be able to do that. And so we're excited about being able to do that. But that's going to be at 3 o'clock on Saturday. The game's obviously at 4 o'clock. We're going to have a concert. We're going to have free items around. And so it's a really good day. Hopefully the weather will be great as it is right now. And so we're looking for a record crowd.
So a lot of great events there, fans. You can purchase those tickets for the Fun Run by visiting troytrojans.com/fun run. $20 per person, $50 for a family of 4. And the Lunch with Legends, those tickets are selling very quickly here. Go online to troytrojans.com/lunch with legends. $25 per person for that. All the information available online at troytrojans.com. And again, save the date for Saturday, April 23rd for all these events taking place around T-Day weekend. Exciting day taking place there for us. Once again, thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time.